Hey, everyone! Welcome back to our channel where the Bible comes to life. Today, we're diving into the inspiring story of Hannah from the Old Testament. Hannah's story is one of faith, perseverance, and the transformative power of prayer. It is a story that has resonated with people for centuries and continues to inspire hope in those who face challenges and long for God's intervention in their lives. So let's delve into the narrative, explore the lessons it holds, and discover how Hannah's unwavering faith can guide us through our own difficulties. But before we dive into this amazing Bible story, don't forget to hit that like button if you haven't already. And now let's get started. In the Old Testament, there is this woman named Hannah who really wanted to have a baby but just couldn't get pregnant. For a long time, she tried everything, but nothing worked. This made her really sad, and she felt left out because in those times, having a baby was a big deal and showed that God favored you. It was almost like a sign of God's love. But Hannah was struggling. Now, Hannah had a friend named Peninnah, but this friend was a bit of a bully. She loved to make fun of Hannah because she couldn't have children. Whenever they hung out with their husbands, Peninnah would say things like, "Why are you so sad all the time? Can't catch a break, huh? You're probably just not good enough for God." These words hurt Hannah deeply. It was like a stab in the heart every time. She felt alone and started doubting herself. Was she really not good enough for God? Why was he ignoring her pleas for a baby? The more she thought about it, the worse she felt. She cried a lot, but not the kind of tears that just rolled down her cheeks. No. These were tears that came from deep within her soul. They were tears that carried her pain, her sadness, her longing, and her unanswered questions to God. One day, Hannah decided to visit the house of the Lord. She went to this special place called the sanctuary, which was like a quiet room where people could talk to God. There she poured out her heart to God. She didn't hold back. She cried, she pleaded, and she asked why. Her tears weren't just falling, they were speaking a language that only God could understand, the language of a broken heart that yearned for healing. As she cried, she made a promise to God. She said, "If you give me a baby boy, I'll give him back to you. He'll be a special servant in the house of the Lord, and he'll live there forever." It was a vow born out of desperation and hope. Hannah wasn't sure if her wish would come true, but she had faith that God knew her heart and understood her pain. After a while, Hannah stopped crying. She felt a little better, but mostly she felt peaceful. She knew that she'd done everything she could, and now it was up to God. When you're going through tough times, sometimes the best thing you can do is pour your heart out to God or someone you trust. Let your feelings flow and then take a step back. And trust that you've done all you can. Hannah didn't know it yet, but God had heard her prayer. He had seen her tears and understood her pain. Some time passed, and one day Hannah realized that she was pregnant. Can you imagine her surprise and joy? She was so happy that she couldn't stop smiling. When she told her husband Elkanah, he was just as excited. They both praised God and thanked him for answering Hannah's prayer. The wait had been tough, but now their dream of having a baby was coming true. When Hannah gave birth to a baby boy, they named him Samuel, which means asked of God. It was a perfect name because it reminded them of how this child was a miracle, a direct answer to Hannah's heartfelt plea to God. As Samuel grew, he became a strong and healthy child. Hannah and Elkanah loved him more than anything in the world. Now remember what Hannah had promised God when she couldn't have children. She vowed to dedicate Samuel to serve God in the house of the Lord. And when the time came, she kept her promise. She took Samuel to the priest Eli at the age of 2 years old. Imagine how hard this must have been for her. It's one thing to make a promise in the heat of the moment, but it's another to actually keep it, especially when it means giving away something precious like your child. But Hannah's love for God was deep, and she knew that what she was doing was right. As Samuel grew under the guidance of Eli, he learned about God, read the scriptures, and prepared for his future as a servant of the Lord. Hannah played an important role in Samuel's life. She taught him about God, encouraged him to be strong and reminded him of the promise they had made. Her heart was filled with pride knowing that her son was following God's path. Over time, Hannah's story became well known throughout Israel. People would tell the tale of how she couldn't have children, but through her faith and perseverance, God had blessed her with a son. Her story gave hope to many women who were facing similar struggles and inspired them to keep praying and trusting in God. And if you think that's the end of the story, oh no, my friend, it's just beginning. One day when Samuel was around 12 years old, God spoke to him for the first time. Can you imagine how amazing that must have been for him? God chose Samuel to be a prophet, a messenger who would deliver important messages from God to the people of Israel. It was a huge responsibility, but Samuel was ready. He had been preparing for this his whole life. Through Samuel, God revealed his plans, gave instructions, and warned the people of Israel about their sins. Samuel became one of the greatest leaders of Israel, guiding the nation through difficult times and helping them stay connected to God. His legacy lived on for generations, and many people looked up to him as a role model. Let's take a moment to appreciate how far Hannah and Samuel have come. Hannah, who once felt broken and hopeless, became the mother of a great prophet. Her pain had turned into purpose, and her faith gave birth to a legacy. The story of Hannah and Samuel reminds us that even when we face tough challenges and feel like giving up, we should never lose hope. We should keep our faith in God and trust that He has a plan for us. It also teaches us that our struggles can become our strengths. Just like Hannah, when we turn our pain into purpose and use it to grow closer to God, our hardships can become stepping stones to something greater. But that's not all. This story also shows us the importance of keeping our promises to God. Hannah vowed to dedicate Samuel to God, and even though it was hard, she kept her word. By honoring her commitment, she became part of something bigger than herself. As we reflect on the story of Hannah and Samuel, let's ask ourselves, how do we respond to life's challenges? Do we turn to God in faith and trust in His plan for us? Or do we give in to despair and lose hope? Let's remember that our struggles, like Hannah's, can lead us to greater heights if we use them to draw closer to God. Let's keep our promises to God and honor our commitments to Him. And most importantly, let's never lose faith in God's plan for our lives. God has a way of turning our pain into purpose and our struggles into strength. We just need to trust in His timing and have faith in His love. As we conclude our journey through the inspiring story of Hannah and Samuel, let's carry these valuable lessons in our hearts and apply them to our everyday lives. Thank you for joining us today and exploring this timeless biblical narrative. If you found this story insightful and would like to continue learning about the amazing stories and teachings from the Bible, don't forget to subscribe. Until next time, may the words of wisdom from this story guide you, and may you always remember that God is with you through every challenge and triumph in your life. Take care and God bless you.